Alright, another canister I have up next is my black Kenmore Progressive with the Whisper Belt power nozzle. I've had this now for about 10 years. I got it from the thrift store. I can't remember how much, but I know for certain I got it from there. And when I got it, it was kind of a bit dirty. But thankfully, it did came with all of the attachments, and that just proves my point of another reason why I don't like canisters. But anyways, got the upholstery tool slash dusting brush, crevice tool, and bare floor tool. I can get that shut completely all the way, and that will prove my point I like to make in just a sec. And a Power Mate Junior. So I did do some tuning up with this machine. I didn't do like a complete spa, but I pretty much got the best that I could. But I have replaced the bag and even replaced the HEPA filter on the back as well. If I can do this with one hand. Yep. It's probably not fresh because I know for a while I had this stored down at my grandfather's, and I even brought this machine inside to use for a bit. So yeah, if I can get this put back on with one hand, yeah, I'm gonna have to pause this. Give me one sec. Anyways, so I've used this for a bit down there, and then I just put it back in storage and just used up his Kirby G4, including my other G4 I later brought down there. So overall, it's in pretty good condition. Well, almost. There were some incidents that happened when I took this apart. First off, there's a hose for the performance indicator light right here, and supposedly when I took this apart, the hose must have fell off and never got put back on properly, so the performance indicator light doesn't work at the moment, but it should be an easy fix. And then somewhere inside of here, there's a crack in the door hinge. I can't remember if it's for this one or for the back one, but that also should supposedly be a easy fix as well. But anyways, overall, I'm happy to have it. I've been wanting one for quite some time, ever since I first saw one of these on YouTube, and wanted one since then. So I'm just happy to have it. As much as I like this machine, I will say that I really am not too fond of the Kenmore canisters. I mean, I love them so much. In fact, they're my most favorite canisters ever as a collector, but as a consumer, I for certain would never buy one of these, or they just wouldn't be my first pick. So, and part of that is because of the cheap plastic that's built onto it, where doors are just so flimsy to where it just feels like I'm going to break it, which in fact I did broke mine. So, and then there's a couple of other reasons as well, but just overall, for the money, there's just better. So, I mean, these weren't cheap machines back then. Well, I wouldn't say all Kenmore canisters were expensive, but I know there were some that are quite a bit high up to where I would much prefer having a Miele instead. But it's overall not a terrible cleaner. If these were still being made today, I wouldn't mind recommending them, but definitely today I don't really like Kenmore as much as I used to, just because it's changed since then. They just don't make them quite like they used to anymore. In my opinion, the best Kenmore canisters were the ones that Whirlpool made, that Panasonic later eventually took over, made some improvements, but then later downgraded them as well. So, but it's still something I would pick over like their direct drive uprights, because I'm definitely not a huge fan of those. In fact, from my experience, this would absolutely out clean them, especially when I had not only this down on my grandfather's, but also I had another Kenmore IntelliClean I had at one point stored down there as well and used for a bit, and I can definitely tell that this was picking up stuff that the IntelliClean was leaving behind, even with the dirt sensor light on as well. So anyways, I like some Kenmore canisters. I do like that this has a 360 swivel neck. It does have the PowerMate Junior, which I actually do like. And I think that's it. Oh, and then it does have the telescopic one, which I'm not too crazy about, but because it just doesn't even like to fully stay on. But I do overall like the idea of having the telescopic wand as well, and even the quick cord or wand release as well. So yeah, again, not bad. But out of all the Kenmore canisters, it's for certain isn't my most favorite. But again, I'm happy to have it as a collector. And I also like on this one that it has the cord rewind button on it, instead of like having to yank out the cord and pull it back in like on my other grandfather's green 2621 canisters. So we'll go ahead and plug this in. And turn it on. Pretty sure the belt is slipping on this, but again, I do like it. And I even do like the power hit too, even though it doesn't have the best grooming marks, just because of these protective guards here. I'll definitely give Panasonic credit that they've really made this power nozzle a lot quieter, and I even love the design and looks of this nozzle as well. That's why I am so crazy about Panasonic and why they're my most favorite vacuum company ever. But at least I would also give Kenmore credit too, that they've made some nice, cool looking machines to collect as well. Alright, and if I can get this cord to retract back all the way. I know these Kenmores are known to not have the best cord retraction as well. On. Yeah, see, it would always need help pulling in the cord. Yep, and with the wire reinforced toes and not so very swivel machine to use. I mean, you have the big swivel wheel right here, and that supposedly locks in from when you like leaning on here to do stairs and such, but these two big plastic wheels just doesn't make it quite maneuverable to move around with. That's why I think that for the money I prefer to have a Miele instead. So anyways, hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.